Hi everyone, I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me. Currently on Flight Radar 24, there's a lot of transport planes taking goods to Turkey and Bahrain across the strait there from Iran. Many of these planes I'm currently showing you are transport planes either for troops or for equipment. Here in the United States, there is a lot of refuelers flying around. There was even one here in North Dakota. We also got surveillance planes flying around. This here is a reconnaissance plane. We click on these different ones: stratotanker, another surveillance plane. Off the East Coast is another stratotanker. Here we got a surveillance plane. I heard yesterday that supposedly Trump went to one of his bunkers. Yeah, we're gearing up for war. I wonder if that's got anything to do with the wasn't an attempted assassination? One of Putin's limos caught on fire. Here we got a aerospace radar system balloon floating around between Florida and Cuba. Evidently, Canada has developed a high altitude drone that flies around up there in the stratosphere that can be used as a weapon. I shared it on Twitter. Canadian firm deploys world's first balloon launch high altitude drone. The Eagle is designed for a long-range tactical and operational requirements, such as surveillance, intelligence gathering, electronic warfare, and precision strikes, it says. About 2 days ago, after Trump said he was really mad at Putin, and after Ukrainian President Zelensky said that Putin was going to die, he kind of made it suggest because of his recent illness, but both of them are pretty ticked off. There is a video of the alleged explosion that's gone viral on social media, leading to speculation of an assassination attempt on the Russian leader. The cause of the fire is not known, and it's not clear whether the vehicle had been personally used by Putin, but the Russian leader has reportedly displayed paranoia about assassination plots. The 275,000-pound Aurus Senate limousine, believed to be from Russian President Vladimir Putin's official car fleet, reported exploded and caught fire on a street in Moscow near the country's top intelligence agency, FSB, headquarters. Onlookers can be seen watching black smoke billowing from the front of the destroyed vehicle, and the rear of the car also seemed to be damaged. In the viral video, and I got a clip here of it, or two clips, workers from nearby establishments could be seen helping to extinguish the fire, which is believed to have been started from the car's engine bay area and spread to its interiors. It is not clear who was using the car, but it is said to be owned by President Vladimir Putin's Property Management Department, supposedly by the British newspaper, and The Sun reported. Putin reportedly ordered the sewers in the area and his own security staff to be checked. People who were present during the incident at nearby restaurants rushed out to help before the fire crew arrived, the report stated. Recently in Murmansk, ceremonial guards were body searched by the FSO officers. This is how much he fears for his life, a former bodyguard stated to a Russian broadcaster. He also added that Putin does not trust his own staff members. Putin's fears are noticeable in a series of intense security moves, like FSO agents inspecting garbage bins, sewer covers near the speaking sites. Reports have also come in on the president wearing bulletproof vests during public appearances. Well, I would think that would be normal. He is protected by a whole army of visible and invisible guards, a Kremlin source told The Sun. I keep talking about how they're in Europe, they're gearing up for war, and they're not talking about that here in the U.S. Like I said, we got all kinds of, aerial plane activity going on here and in the Middle East. Well, Sweden, where authorities have been warning repeatedly that the country should prepare for the risk of war, has announced a 100 million krona or $10 million investment to check and renovate its civil defense shelters. Sweden has 64,000 defense bunkers, more than nearly any other nation in the world, with space overall for around 7 million people. They used to have that here in the U.S., but not anymore. They got special areas, like I said, Trump evidently went to one of the bunkers yesterday. But, we're not part of the elite group. We're going to be left on our own here. They don't give a rat's what about the average citizen. I've done reports about how the government here in the U.S. has a system called the gold ticket, where certain people would be immediately acquired or taken. They would go out and get them and take them to the bunkers. Since so many countries are preparing for war, and with all the recent rhetoric about what's going on, don't you think we should be preparing? Since Sweden joined NATO in March of 2024, its Civil Contingency Agency, MSB, has stepped up inspections of the shelters, some of which are as large enough to accommodate thousands of people at a time. According to MSB, civil defense shelters provide protection against shock waves, bomb fragments, and blasts and heat waves from a nuclear weapon, radiation fallout, gas from chemical weapons, and biological weapons. They think here, or try to tell us, that because we're so far across the pond from anything that could happen there in the Middle East or Europe, we are safe. But what about all the illegal immigrants that have come here to our country in our possible sleeper cells with agents to either do a chemical weapon attack, a biological weapon attack? Remember the lab that was found, what was it, last year, that was creating chemical weapons? Recently, 2 small vials of uranium were intercepted on their way here to the United States. Maybe that's why all the drones last year were flying across the East Coast in different parts, looking for the signature of some radioactive isotope. I don't know. But we got all these illegals. Many of them could very well be sleeper cells waiting for war to break out and then to create havoc here in the United States. Sweden is also investing in improving the emergency services capable to operate during conflicts, strengthening cybersecurity, and replenishing medical stocks. MSB said on Monday it had begun a huge project to modernize the nuclear shelters, a task it expects to take 2 to 3 years. I bet you'll have it done a lot sooner. So far, work has started on 25 of the 80 especially large shelters, it said. In 2025, MSB plans to replace filters, which help protect people in shelters from chemical and radiological weapons. There's another one in Scotland, I believe, that they're recently started to refurnish. And then, remember, there's that article, how we sent all the refuelers and warplanes at a U.S. place in Diego Garcia. B-2 bombers, global master planes, etc. That base is about 3,300 miles from Tehran. Remember, I did in one of my videos, I talked about how Trump did go to Congress to get permission to declare war on Iran. The U.S. president said on Sunday that if Iran doesn't make a deal, there will be bombing. It will be bombing the likes of which they have never seen before. People don't think about the radioactive fallout if we do bomb their nuclear facilities. And then supposedly yesterday, at least one of the presidential planes, it could have been the vice president, could have been anyone else on it, went to one of the bunkers. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the scuttle on social media. Different analysis have said that they have to do it within a month because Iran's going to be getting some more weapons, some upgraded weapons from Russia and probably China, I suppose. We do know they are getting weapons from North Korea. But yeah, they gotta do their attack within a month before they get these weapons. Evidently, or weapons defense system. Evidently, one of them is an S-500 defense system. Gold prices continue to go up, which means our dollar is worth less and less. Inflation is outrageous. I went to the store and bought several just 1 pound packages of beef, and it had doubled in price from what I paid a month ago. Doubled. Gold is at $3,164.20 an ounce right now. Silver is at $34.49. It's going down. But yeah, you need to stock up. If not for war, because it's going to interrupt supplies coming from different countries, but also inflation. People don't think about how the threat of war, if it does break out, how it would affect goods that we get. I think of my two favorite items, which is chocolate and coffee. Yeah, both are imported. Then we got the tariffs, and then we got the threat of the housing market. Yeah, that's another rumor going around, how the housing market's going to collapse. I was going to show you the flight radar again, but looks like, yeah, they got some kind of problems. Probably a hack. More than likely a hack. So what are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.